Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing well. I didn't get a chance to get out and make a video today, so I'm going to make a quick one now. I'm going to talk about how the effects of people who drive us crazy. It's going to be quite interesting. So, the people who drive us crazy tend to be the ones who help us the most to grow. We always think that someone out there is driving us crazy, and we are the victims of that. But when we think this way, we get nowhere because we need to learn how to reframe what we're thinking. We need to stop thinking that this person did this or this person said that and now it has upset me as the person who's the victim. Learning how to stop blaming and taking responsibility for our own actions. That's the path to healing. Luna saying hello to everybody. Now, healing does not just involve ourselves alone, but it also involves, there has to be an honest misunderstandings too. So, and that underneath all of that is where we both, each party, take responsibility and see what we all come from a place of our own understandings and act out according to what we think that we understand and what they think that they understand about the situation. Once we get that clarity, that is when the growth and the healing will start to occur. And every time we attack another person or a person is attacking us in a victim mode, we are only attacking ourselves when we do that, and vice versa. And then within those attacks, that's what brings forward the things that we need to change. That other person will show you where your triggers are, it'll show you what needs healed within you. Otherwise, you wouldn't feel attacked, you wouldn't feel the need to be a victim, and it's the same for the other person. And that's why if you've ever been in a situation where you've went through a tough time and then later on down the line you'll look back and you go, God, that was really tough, but I learned a lot from it. And then on the other hand, you might see someone who something might have happened to them and they're still angry about that situation 10 years later. And that's because they didn't learn what was being taught and they didn't grow. So they're still holding on to that. They're still in a victim mode and haven't went through that growth and that healing process to come out the other side. What's happened is something's happened in their life and they went into a victim mode about it. And it could have been something, that was quite bad. Could have been something that maybe wasn't too bad. But the point of it is that you learn and you grow from it. Because if you don't see it from the other person's point of view along from your point of view, you become stuck and you can't move forward. And you will continue to go into repeat of that lesson. It might come in a different form or a different way or a different person, but it will keep coming until you learn that. And what you tend to find is each time it comes, it'll come harder and it'll come tougher to try and get your attention more because you're not learning the lesson. As soon as we can see these interactions as a cause and effect, not just others, we can realize we have the power to see the situations in reality, not just how we think they are or how the other individual thinks it is. That you are not a victim, and they're not guilty. We both play our parts in how they approach us and we respond, and how we approach others and how they respond. It's a two-way system. It's never all one person's fault or one person's to blame. When we can see the truth of that, that's when we learn the lesson. And then that's when that lesson won't come to us again. We will move past it and we'll have grown. Only thing that affects how we feel today is what we believe in our own minds about the situation. So as soon as you alter your thinking, what you believe will change, and what you've got to ask yourself is, what lie am I telling myself? If we can push past the victim mode, then we can start to see that people that we butt up against in our everyday lives are actually giving us valuable information. They're helping us to see our flaws, to see how we need to grow. It takes a sort of different mindset and a way of looking at things to really grow and change. Otherwise, you just become stuck in a victim mode and you don't grow. So you ask yourself if the fear of change is actually coming from our own fears that we have inside of us, not the fear of what's coming from the outside. And what you might find is when you shift your mindset away from what they are doing to you and ask yourself, what is the lesson that I'm trying to learn? What is it that this person is trying to teach me? And if you look at it from that mindset, then your mindset will change. And what you tend to find when you change your mindset in this direction, a couple of things might happen. What you might find is that that person that's doing something towards you will suddenly just won't bother you anymore because you'll see it in a totally different way. Or they might change how they act towards you because you've learned the lesson, and they're not going to come at you in that way anymore, and maybe they've learned a lesson as well. And when that lesson starts to sink in, you start to realize that every person and every situation you encounter is a reflection of your inner, and that everything that comes at you as that reflection, and it's got valuable lessons to teach you if you pay attention and don't jump into victim mode, that person's doing this or that person's doing that. Stop and ask yourself, okay, why is this situation coming to me? What is the lesson that I need to learn? What is life trying to teach me here? Okay, so everybody, I hope you have a great day, and until next time, take care.